What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please subscribe here and please follow me on Instagram at RussoLifts. In case something happens to this channel, you can follow, message me, interact with me directly, and there's daily content on there. Hope to see you guys on Instagram. Enjoy. What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm here with Russ Simmons, manager of Narrows Labs. I want everyone to give this video a thumbs up because props to Russ. He's coming out on the channel to directly discuss a lot of the misconceptions about the SARMs industry and a lot of the myths going around. And you're hearing it directly from the source. I think this is going to be an awesome conversation. I'm going to poke in with when needed, but let's just get into Russ's story real first, and then we'll dive into quality concern issues revolving around.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Russ Simmons here. Manager, but I helped start Narrows Labs. Basically, when I started Narrows Labs, I had seen something in the market that I can improve upon. When I first started looking into the SARMs industry, you know, for, of course, personal research, I was looking into SARMs, and then I started looking into the industry itself. And I noticed, I started wondering to myself, how come I can't find a good service? Why is everything taking so long? Why doesn't anybody have a 1-800 number? Why doesn't anybody answer their emails? Like, what's going on in this industry? And also, why is it so high priced? You know, when I started looking into the cost of the rods, the markup was insane. Back in 2016, around that time, it was crazy. So, you know, I saw a way that I could serve a market. And I thought I could serve the market better, and I believe that we do serve the market as best as we can. But yeah, so that was basically the beginning of Narrows Labs, and it actually caught a lot of momentum due to us just treating customers right, providing an equal exchange of value. We do what we say we're going to do, and just giving customers the ability to contact us when they want to contact us.
Right. You guys have one of the best customer service setups. Again, on my Instagram DM box, I have never gotten any bad complaints, and every issue is actually resolved with the Narrows customer service stuff, which separates them from the pack. Anyone who knows ordering to deal with possibly like having an order fuck up and you have no way of contacting them, or their contact number email box is completely overflown, like they have a number but it's not really logistically set up to handle the amount of volume they currently do. You know, Narrows never had that issue. It was scaled properly and professionally. That's why I wanted to have Russ on to really go into, you know, they're doing it right in my opinion. You know, this is what I like to see the direction as far as the SARM industry goes for as long as.
Yeah, we know that, you know, SARMs unfortunately isn't going to last forever, but that doesn't mean that you have to treat customers like you're a fly-by-night operation. That's, you know, it's just you should have business ethics, and that's what we believe in. And I'm not going to say that we're the only people out here that have ethics. We're not. There's a lot of good other SARMs companies out there. You know, we're not the only ones, but, you know, we try as hard as we can to provide a service and a shopping experience, you know, on par with, we like to look at Amazon. You know, we love Amazon. Amazon is a great example of how you take care of your customers. So
now that we got the background story, the biggest thing I get asked when people are attacking SARMs is the quality concern. You know, they think all SARMs on the market are bunk, all SARMs are fake, and, you know, I just don't understand where they're coming from, because I know at least the companies I know get everything tested. All their batches are tested third party, meaning, you know, they're tested, the raws are tested at the raw facility, but like when you get it right, you send it for another third party test just to make sure everything's good to go, correct?
Yeah, well, that's something I also wanted to clear up too, you know, while I was, you know, coming on and talking with you, was there's a huge misconception, a lot of fear-based marketing going on, that there's a bunch of bunk SARMs. Everybody, you know, I don't know who first started it, but it is a misconception. I personally, Narrows Labs, we never received anything under 98% purity, which is what's promised by the suppliers. In fact, we really only test for identification purposes. So say you go and you order from your supplier, they have testing and it's legit testing. But the thing is, when they send it to you, how do you know for certain that that product is what they say it is?
Right.
There's a possibility that, hey, you ordered Rad 140 and they sent you new pepped. Now you're manufacturing new pepped, and what kind of results? It could be catastrophic. So
go into some of the other black hat stuff you see in the market currently. How it's really not about like everyone wants to win. It's more about everyone's against each other nowadays, and there's a lot of black hat animosity going on in the marketplace. Again, I remember when Narrow's undergone its Reddit attack, I was personally come after because, there's whole Reddit threads popping up saying that all of it was bunk, obviously with no evidence, but fear-mongering's fear-mongering. You still have to iron that all out. So just go into some of the weird tactics that these companies do to each other that you've seen over the, the time that you've been with Narrows.
Well, yeah, that's definitely something that okay, so this is something that I definitely want to talk about here was Reddit. Now, Reddit is probably the worst place to get a review. Why?
Or information in general about anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, or information in general. But as far as reviews go, reviews are terrible from Reddit. You can easily go and create a fake Reddit account. There's no way of verifying if it's real or not, and sit there and spam Reddit like you're a customer. It's so simple. I don't, personally, I don't see how anybody can be fooled by that, or they lack the inability or the ability to critically think. But I mean, if you want to find good reviews, you can go to Facebook. Go to a Facebook group. Check it out. You'll see real accounts. You can tell when someone's got a fake account. They got a fake profile picture. They've got no friends list. They're not tagged in any photos. They just started their Facebook account 3 months ago. It's really easy to spot that on Facebook. But, Reddit, what you'll get on Reddit is you'll get a lot of companies will go out there. They'll pose as customers, post reviews, post negative reviews. It's just a really unethical way to market. I believe that there's enough room for everybody.
I agree.
Let the customer choose. Everybody doesn't have to lose. You don't have to lose in order for a company to make a living or for them to prosper. It's really unnecessary.
We touch on the raws are bought from the raw distributor, that being in China. Again, China has a lot of bad stigma around it as far as raws of anything go, when in reality, a lot of the raws of a lot of the compounds around the world start with the chemists there. So just go into like the truth about working with China and working with the raws over there. The purity. I mean, you've already vouched for the purity because you're getting a third party tested over domestically. So just go into that whole process, because I think that's a lot of misconceptions around that, honestly.
For one, all of dietary supplements either come from China or come from India. That's a fact. That's a 100% fact. If you are in the supplement business, you will notice that whether you're dealing with a domestic supplier or a overseas supplier, most of the time they're Chinese, because they have the connections to China, which are where the raws come from. So that is totally another fear-based marketing that people like to use to try to, it gives them a competitive advantage if they claim that it's made in the USA or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I've been in the SARMs business a while, and I've noticed that the only place to get them is China. That's it. Other companies will say that they get them from Germany or Russia, or I don't know. But from my personal, my personal opinion is that they don't come from anywhere but China. So. And
my last question for you, Russ, just to wrap up, would be the whole giant. I know exactly who started this myth, but liquid SARMs versus capsulated SARMs. The big debate. There's no difference, but is there a difference coming from a manager?
Okay. So, I'll be completely honest here. When you're buying capsules, there is no way that you can get that exact dosage. It's always going to be maybe 1 to 2 to 3 milligrams off. But, generally it's within the range. Now, the only way that you can get exact dosage, especially when you're working with such small milligrams like 5, 10, 15 milligrams, if you know how much 5, 10, 15 milligrams is very small. It's 1/20th of the powder in that capsule. So to get that exact dosage, you need to actually have the manufacturing done by a USP pharma grade facility, which, the costs go way up, way up. That's like the people that go make Viagra, Pfizer, those types of things. Those are exact. But I mean, personally, there's not much risk. And I mean, Russo, what do you think? 2 to 3 milligrams above or under for research purposes, would that?
In my opinion, that's the law of, like, there may be companies just like, I want to quote unquote have the strongest stuff on the market, and they might 5% overdose, they might 10% overdose. So that falls into that error. Really, there's not going to be that big of a difference as far as side effects or blood work concerned from that little of a minuscule error. So in my opinion, there's no difference, in my opinion. But you are scientifically correct saying that you can't get it exact the way the pills are set up unless you have, some insane setup where it's like perfect. But
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
You can go even with a GMP certified facility, even with a GMP certified facility, you're not going to get it exact. But like you said, for research purposes, that 2 to 3 milligrams probably isn't going to make too much of a difference. But now, so for liquids, with liquids, you can get spot on. There's no reason. Liquids are within a range of maybe 0.5 of a milligram, 0.3. You can get it pretty spot on with liquids because it's a different mixing process. Like when you get the capsules, what happens is you put the active ingredient into a big mixer. It can mix from anywhere from 5 minutes if it's a great, very expensive mixer, or 4 hours if it's not as good. But it sits there and it mixes the powder. And then what happens then is it's put into a machine that fills the capsules. So, if you can play this out in your mind, you can, obviously it'd kind of be, it'd be a little bit difficult to get it exact. But like I said, Russo,
This sparked one more question for me. So a lot of another, against marketing against SARMs is that they're all made in garages, like the same as UGL Roid Labs, basically, like a bathtub garage. Just go into the facility as far as Narrow is concerned and the level of equipment and accuracy used as far as that goes.
Well, you have a good point there. To manufacture the volume that not only does Narrows but other companies do, you need a very expensive setup. I mean, we don't have our own setup. That's like, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars to get something. You need a warehouse and a manufacturing facility, and you need to know how to do it too. It takes specialized knowledge. So, if we actually get ours done professionally, and to say that it can't be done, it can be done. And I know that us, along with other companies, do get them professionally manufactured. And, there's the quality controls. It's a stringent quality control process. I mean, there's checklists, sign-offs. There's a computer program or an app that actually puts together the mixes for you so that you can get that as close as you can when using the equipment that you're using. But yeah, it's not just something that I'm just going to go ahead.
Everyone's in lab coats. Everyone's wearing gloves, correct?
Yeah, it's definitely sanitary. I mean, most of the time these, I know that most of the time these are legit. They are legitimate places. I mean, ours is a legitimate manufacturer. I can't speak for anybody else except for the companies that I've spoke with. But this is definitely it's not a backyard operation. It's not like I'm going to go head out into my garage and go make up a couple LGDs and go put them in the mails. And it's nothing like that. And that's the thing that I wanted to do with Narrows. I wanted to add legitimacy to what's going on here. Yes, they're for research purposes. Yes, you cannot consume them, but that doesn't mean that it needs to be treated like it's, like I said, a fly-by-night operation. You know, you can still take care of your customers and believe in quality and standards like any other business.
Awesome. So I want everyone to give Russ a thumbs up for coming out on video and ironing out some of the myths. We will have more content with him coming soon. He has a bunch of things he wants to get off on his mind as far as things he sees in the research chem industry as well as the supplement industry in general. So I'll see you guys in my next one.
Thanks for having me. Talk to you later, Lisa.